put my phone on silence, so I hope that it doesn't ring or else this could go up in flames. Anyway, these are watercolor inks, and she has out some really great alcohol ink. And these just literally got listed on her website, not even like 4 hours ago. So they're hot off the press, and I think it got listed on our website because I said I was going to go in today with them because I got them in the mail yesterday. So as you can tell, I am totally just shaking them up right now. You always do need to shake up her ink. I have never played with these before, so this is going to be a first time for me as well. And I am going to we're just going to see. So I want to see what each color does. And it looks like she has two types of variation to each color. She has the spirit and then the sparkle. And this one is like a really pretty vibrant, and this one actually has some sparkle in it. So it's so much fun, and I'm just getting these shaken up a little, moved off my workspace, hoping that someone will come and join me at some point here. I'm hopping on real last minute, but this is going to be fun. So I'm going to first create a color palette with these, and then I am going to go ahead and do, I'm going to show just a couple different techniques that I think you can use with them, even though I have not used them before. So, we're just gonna play and see what happens on this, okay? So I am on my little mini Tim Holtz craft mat, and it is the one for left-handed people. I suppose you could flip up the mat if you're left-handed, but I like this one because all the numbers go the right direction. So that's important to me. All right, so let's just go ahead and jump in here with this. I'm gonna just take out right now, actually I'm gonna use this big piece of paper to work on. And just a secret for you guys, watercolor paper. I know that you can get packs of watercolor paper from your favorite companies, but this is way cheaper. You can get 30 sheets that are 7 by 10 inches in this spiral bound notebook, and it is at every big store craft big box store around, and it's only 10 bucks. So you will pay usually $10 for a pack of 10. So I highly encourage you to just, hello, Kristie. There's the creator of all these fabulous things we're going to play with today. I highly recommend that you just go and buy a watercolor journal from Michael's or from Hobby Lobby or Joann's. It's $10. You could use a coupon and get it for even cheaper. It is literally the same stuff that is in your overpriced watercolor paper packets from companies. So that's my little save yourself some money advice for today. All right, so I'm just going to start to lay out some color here. And we're just going to see what these look like. I suck at names, so this might be long, and I'm not even going to try to like say what this is. All right, so here we go. It starts with an A. Avril, maybe? I don't know. I really am horrible with like names. Okay, so let's just take this, and you do take it up, and I'm just going to lay a drop out, and then this is the sparkle. So there we go with that. And then, ooh, that's pretty. So that's a really pretty type of purple right there. All right, let's lay out some more. So I'm just gonna work my way down my little, my palette here. All right, here's the next one we're gonna do. And this one is the sparkle. And then we will do pretty vibrant. And then look how beautifully thick that is. So it totally activates with water. I love how it kind of keeps its shape until you're ready for it to move around, which is cool. So that's this one. And there are, ooh, that's pretty. We're just gonna start to move stuff around here. And then this is the sparkle of that one. So yeah, this is, I really love how it, a nice shape on it. This one, my nub came off. Sorry. Ooh, that's so pretty, so sparkly. Love what that looks like. Okay, and this is a net. Let's do this one right down here. And again, we're just seeing what the colors are at this point. That's a really pretty red. Now I might get some brown. I am starting to get some brown because I'm not respecting color families. It's totally okay. And this is the sparkle one of this one. So that's going to sparkle on us. All right. And then Adeline is going to be next. So let's see here. And again, you do want to just go ahead and make sure that you, and that was the sparkle on that one. This is going to be the pretty vibrant on that one. Oh, that's beautiful color. It's almost like a burgundy. All right, and then we have this one. Always shake it up. I did shake them up before I came here. Do the spirit on this one. So right now I'm just seeing what the colors are. That's all I'm doing. I have no rhyme, no reason to what I'm doing, other than just to see what the colors are. I think this is a pink. All right. So these are watercolor inks, meaning they are water activated inks. But I'm also, that's so pretty, going to try to lay down my her alcohol inks on them too, because her alcohol ink actually can be used on regular paper. You don't have to use it on a Yupo or anything like that, which is super nice. All right, and then this one is the sparkle, really pretty green. How fun is this? I'm going to move this paper around once I get it all laid out, but I just want to see what this is. Now, I am a big yellow fan. I love yellow, so I'm really excited about this one. So pretty. That is obviously the sparkle. Lovely, lovely. And then this one is just that beautiful, vibrant spirit. So pretty. Oh, I love it. Okay, this is the Zoya, Z-O-Y-A. I told you, I butcher names. Seriously, I butcher them. I can't help it. I love the color palette on this. And again, there's 12 new colors out, or new to this line. This is a new line. So it has, 12 colors out. And that's kind of fun. Or just, moving around a little. And so I'm just seeing what those are right now. So it's a total of 24 new bottles. I think that she has them at $2.99 each. So, retail value on them is not killer. It's totally feasible, totally doable. Oh my God, what a pretty orange. Oh, lovely. And then we're going to start this one off with Leanne. Sparkle means that it has a little bit of sparkle and shimmer in it. Oh my God, look how pretty that blue is. I love that vibrant blue. So pretty. My son just walked in.
Hello.
Hello. We're doing a live on YouTube.
Cool.
All right. And so this is the sparkle. So there's a little bit of shimmer in this. Actually, a lot of shimmer in it. So, and then the other one is just like a beautiful vibrant. All right. So I'm going to move this around a little bit, kind of let this just drip off here. And then I'm going to put some salt on it. That was recommended. And we will see what happens with the salt on this. So this is all of the colors. So I didn't pay any attention, was not respectful of my color family whatsoever. So naturally, I'm going to get just, you know, some brown in some areas, and it's going to mix weird because I wasn't respectful of the color family. And that's just, you know, that just kind of goes across the board. You got to keep that in mind. So I knew that that's what was going to happen. I have hair in it. That's going to be. All right. So I'm just going to take this and put some salt on it. Before I do, I kind of want to finish off this. So I'm going to, I really love these yellows. Oh my God, they're so pretty. So I am going to take and just add some yellow down here and just watch it interact with all those, with that pretty orange. And then I'm gonna put some more blue down also. So this is the land. I'm not paying attention to my color family. We'll get into that later. That's really cool. I love how that's moving. So this still kind of moves like the alcohol ink, which is exciting. Love that. And then, all right. So just all around, and just that shimmer, it just really gets in there. So pretty. All right, now I'm going to take a little bit of salt, and my hair has added some fun texture to this already. I'm going to take a little bit of salt, and I'm just going to sprinkle it on and just watch what it does. And we'll let it dry as we move on from here. That's cool. All right, so there's some salt just sitting, and salt, if I remember correctly from how it interacts with my body, will absorb water, absorb moisture. So it's going to leave a really cool pattern in this. And I kind of just want to still move it around with salt on it. It's kind of fun. All right, I'm going to set this aside and we're going to move on to the next one. And for the next one, I will lay some color down, kind of do what we just did. And do a little bit. So I'm going to work on this right over here, and I'm going to take my green and the sparkle and then lay this out. So I'm going to work with green, yellow, and blue for this. So we're going to use colors that mix well together. And then, so that's the sparkle, this is the spirit. I really like how it beads up and it doesn't go everywhere, like it's totally holding its shape right now. And from what I understand, if this dries and you walk away and you want to paint with it, you just have to reactivate it with some water. So that's super cool. And I am giving everything a little bit of a shake before I lay it out. Again, I've never ever used this. And if you can tell, the spirit is, you can see through it. And this one you really can't because there's lots of sparkle in that. So that's one of the differences. But they're both holding their shape absolutely perfect. We'll do some Leanne. This one is the sparkle. And then this next one, boop, this next one you should see through because there's no sparkle in it. It's just the spirit. And I can kind of see through that. All right, so from here, I'm just going to actually take some water and I'm going to wet my paper too and just do this and just see what we get. So just move it around. That's super cool. And then we can just go ahead and just add in, you know, more colors in areas. And I'm just working on watercolor background. And let's see, where's my little blowtorch? There we go. If you have a heat embossing gun, I do have one, but it makes a lot of noise, so I prefer to do this. You can just use that as well. But this is such a fun technique just to blow it out, like so. And I want to put some yellow down, some Zila. I love the names. I just can't say them. I really suck at names. All right, that was the sparkle. And then we'll add the spirit. Yeah, it does look really good with the blow tool. I love it. Okay, and then let's just blend really beautifully together. Really, really like how pretty this is together. And then I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of salt on this. And then I'm going to play with sorry, I just got lost my thought there. So I'm going to let that kind of dry and set up and just see what it does, and we'll revisit this at the end. But right now, I actually want to pull out and create watercolors with them in a brush. And so I have some Aqua Flow brushes from various companies. Any of them really would work. I have 5. And so let's just create some color. But before I do that, I kind of want to play with the new pigment powder that is out. And that is fun. I love pigment powder. So this is her new pigment powder. It's called Stitched, and it's basically water reactivated for pigment. So you can spray it, you can add it to water and paint with it. You can add it for some texture and paste. You can, and then make sure you always seal your finished work. So let's just do what we normally do with something like this, and let's just sprinkle it on this sheet of paper and water to it. So just gonna dip my little fingers on in there, and if I remember correctly, pigment usually goes a long way. So that's a beautiful color this makes. That's pretty. If you like what that looks like, then you can stop, or you can add. God, that's gorgeous. You can add more color. And again, you can take your. I love the purple underlay on this, so it's like it's beautiful. So pretty. All right, and I have a little bit right there, so I want to just move that out a little bit. There we go. So it's pigment. This is a medium. It lends itself well to a lot of different things that you can do with it. So it is, you can like the bottle says, you can mix it in water, you can paint with it, and I am going to put it in some water just to show you how to do that. And if you want to heat set it, take your little heat tool to it and just heat set it on out. It's really pretty though. I love the flecks of different color in that. So when you sprinkle it, you have that option where you can some of those color come through from the visual powder pieces. But if you want to paint with it and have it blend, then what you're going to do is use a Aqua Flow pen. So let's go ahead and put it in an Aqua Flow pen. So I already have one that's been filled with some water, and depending on the intensity of the color you want will depend on how much of this you put in your flow pen. And I wish I could find, I had a little teeny tiny spoon that I bought particularly for things like this. Oh, it's right here. Yay, I have it. All right. So what you do with this, it's super, super easy, is you just take and you just add your powder to your pen. And if you want more intensity, then you would add even more powder to it. If you're happy with the intensity, then you would leave it alone. If you want less intensity, then you would add less. You'd add more water. If you want more intensity, you'd add more powder. And I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to just take this. All right. Pop that on in there. And Aqua Flow pens, you can get them through anything. I like these Nuvo ones. And then let's just test this out. And then I had a color off to the side that I had been using before. I just want to make sure that I get all color off that ink, that tip first. I should have done that before, but I didn't. Oh well. So I was using a blue before, or a green. Okay, so now we're starting to get that color come through, that pretty purple. Let's just see. So as you can tell, it blends those colors out more so than when you just sprinkle it on. When you sprinkle it on, you have the variation of the pigments and things there. And when you just do it this way, I think I want to add more. You have just a more blended color, so to speak. So let me go ahead and just add a little bit more to this. And a little bit of pigment always goes a long way. It's kind of like salt when you cook. You can always add more later, but you can't really take it away. I mean, I guess you can add more water if you want to it. That'll work, but I always like to kind of go not so heavy-handed at first and then work our way up. Okay, so pick that up. And that definitely is getting darker. So that's what this one looks like with the water in here. And let's take and create some more color. Okay, so let me take this one next. And let's do the sparkle in this. So we'll do a couple of the sparkle. And then you can just dump it right on in. And a little goes a long way with this. Okay, so there's this one. Then we can just take and shake that up. Like I said, I've used this before with something else, so you can watercolor with it, truly, you can. And then let's do next up, let's do Annette with the Spirit. I'm just winging it, you guys. Hope you don't mind watching me just wing it. All right. So dump some of that on in there. And then if you want to paint with it, you literally could take a dollop of it off on the side and then just put your paintbrush on it. You don't have to create Aqua Flow pens with it. I just like it because it's nice to control. Oh, that's a pretty red one. All right, so I have two more that I can do. So let's go ahead and do Zoya. from here, then I think I want to play with some alcohol ink and this as well. The paper I'm using is watercolor paper from this pack. I like to use this by Canson. It's cold press. It's 140 paid. There's 30 and it was $10, and you can find it at any of your big box shops. Oh, I should have cleaned that off. So pretty. Okay, and then we have one more. And for this one, let's go ahead and do, let's do this beautiful Persia, this pink. Actually, let's do Leanna, the blue. All right, and we can shake this up. And I'm going to go ahead and test it out on this. And again, I think I had yellow in here before. I should have hit that on the other side, sorry. Get my paper towel out. So that's not a reflection of the color because I'd used yellow in it before. I probably shouldn't mix my colors like that. So the watercolor you can make into really pretty, literally watercolors. And that's how easy you do it. You just fill it up and boom, you know, add some water depending on the intensity that you want. If you want more of a wash, you would do more water. But I pulled this out. This is an origin that is from, it's actually from Tattered Angels, and they no longer are in business. They were bought out, but I really, really like their paper for stuff like this. And I'm like, hey, you know, maybe I should, you know, you can paint in on this with this kind of technique. So this one is that powder that we used, and we can just totally paint. This is just you have a lot of control over where paint goes with the watercolor by using it in the brush like this. So I just think it's a really fun technique to paint with stuff like this. All right, so that's one thing, and I'm just kind of demoing different ideas that I have as I'm playing with this. So let's go ahead and create another panel. And this time I'm still learning the colors because I don't know them all yet. So this time I want to spray the paper first. That way maybe the watercolor when you drop it will move. So let's go ahead and put some of this one down, and this is a sparkle. Let's just see what we have here. Yeah, so if you wet your paper first, you are more inclined to get that movement going. So that's sparkle. So it moves beautifully. All right, so we have a blue theme going here. So is Salem a blue theme? Let's see here. We can totally take it off to the side and see if we want. Yeah, that will be pretty with this. That's like a green. So let's go ahead and just dollop some of that down. And let's use some of the Arion. You get mud. You can only mix purple with or with red. You can't mix purple with orange. You'll get things that you want to keep in mind. Anna, we'll use this one. And that's super cool just to see how it reacts. Just kind of blowing that out. And I want to put on some more of this one. I really like the green. I love the green and the blue. This green and this blue are just gorgeous. Like that's so my thing though. I just really like that color combo. I like the bright, cool tones. Those are my favorite. All right, now let's start to have some fun, even more fun, and mix in some alcohol ink, and let's just see what it does. So I have off to the side, I'm looking for a complement color right now, her alcohol inks. And use her alcohol inks with awesome. So I play it again. So this is how the alcohol ink works. It literally dries on contact. That is so cool. And then let's see here. Let me find... You know, let's see what white does if we put some white down on it too. So I'm just putting some alcohol ink on top of that, and it moves that color around. So we go back through and actually, let's see what happens if we throw some on top. So it's kind of just to combine two. And as you can see, the alcohol ink totally holds its own. Like, it definitely is holding its shape, whereas the color is more fluid, like watercolor should be, right? So let me put that down, and then let me see here. Okay, let's do this blue. So the last blue and the sparkle alcohol ink. So when using this, I think you really want to make sure that your paper is saturated if you're going to mix the two. And then let's just, because that alcohol ink really holds its shape. So it's not a bad thing. It's just doing what it does. It's a nice comparison so you can see the difference between the alcohol ink and the watercolor ink that she has out. So it can just give you a nice comparison on what it does with water. I really am digging on the alcohol ink and the watercolor ink. I think there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do with it. So I'm going to throw in some Athena gray. Sometimes it's fun to get some black. And see that the alcohol ink does react with water. You are going to get a reaction with water for sure on this. Then some more blue on that. So that's kind of cool too. See, it really reacts with water just fine. And then you can just, I was kind of seeing if I could pick it up and dollop it over. Not really, that's okay. So as you can tell, if you drop your watercolor on this and also the alcohol ink is going to hold its shape better than the watercolor does, which is, you know, that's normal. So I'm just throwing on some of the watercolor right now. I'm just going to kind of make this print, and then we will move on from here. Oh, I like that sparkly. That's pretty. So that kind of mixed and meshed, and And you know, since we're here, we got alcohol, we have water. Let's just throw some salt on it too. Why the hell not? All right, so throw some salt on, and then let me throw a little bit of the powder ink on it too, just because we can, right? We're just gonna, we might make a mess, but that's okay. I mean, how else are we gonna learn? I kind of like that I did this all together because I would have never known the properties of these two different kinds of inks had I not thrown them on the same page, if that makes any sense. Alcohol ink, I've always known her alcohol ink just to really move fluid on ink, and her watercolor ink is just even more fluid. And so that's really cool that you can see that variation. There is a difference. What I'm saying to you is there is a difference. There definitely difference if you're partial to one type, you know, then depending on what you like. I mean, you can mix them, play with them a little bit, but I don't know. I think this is kind of fun. I love the pigment too. So I'm just sitting here experimenting. Okay, and then where's my little blower? I don't want to blow much because I don't want it to mix much more. It looks like that could be a usable background. So I'm just gonna pick this up a little bit. I'll blow it out. If I blow it off, there we go. Okay, so as you can tell, the watercolor ink is much more blendable than the alcohol ink is on cardstock. So I'm going to set that aside, clean up my little space, and I'll do one more panel with the watercolor ink because I've done a lot with the alcohol ink on my channel, and I actually have something coming this week or next week, and it is creating resin pieces with alcohol ink, her alcohol ink. I'll show you that. I created these little necklaces utilizing her alcohol ink. So that is her alcohol ink and resin, and so I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's play a little bit more with this. And again, if you end up, let's do the yellow, and let's do the orange, and then let's also do the pink. I think I'm going to do something with that. So it's going to be Danica, I can't say, Prisha, and Zila. I told you guys, I butcher name. This is how I am. And I really liked, my favorite so far on doing this is getting my paper wet first and then dropping this on it, because I just like how free it is. That to me is super cool. I just like how free flowing it is. So let's do these colors together. These are all considered warm colors, so should all blend beautifully together. We have orange, basically, a pink, and then a yellow. And you can blend warm and cool together as long as they're complementary, meaning it's like blue and yellow can make green. Or you can do red and yellow make orange. That's all. Never mind, that disputes my point. That is a warm color combo. But anyway, so these are all warm colors, so they're going to blend really nice together. And I like to lay down my light first, so I'm just going to put that down first, and then I'm going to go ahead and add some orange in here and blow it around a little. And I want to put some more yellow on. This is the sparkle right here. Then this yellow. And let me throw on some pink. And let's do this pink. We'll just fill that out. Then you can wet it down to be more blendable. So the cool thing with watercolor ink is if you want it to be more blendable, what you do is you just add more water and it will blend even more. So really, really like that. My tip was some other color, sorry. It's pretty cool. Then you can just take your heat gun. This heating tool will not move your water around, whereas an embossing tool would. It would basically do this with heat. So if you like where your ink is, you definitely want to use more of a heat setting tool like this. This isn't a hair dryer. It's quieter than a hair dryer. The air on it is not nearly as strong, but it's hotter. It gives a much more even coat of air. So that's pretty cool. And then, you know, if you want to add more color on it, which, you know, I'm gonna, you can. My tip from the, oh well. Sprinkle that out like a salt shaker. Then super cool. And then if you want to add some cool texture to it, you know, go ahead and throw some salt down. And I'm just using table salt. And it really reacts in the areas that are wet. So this was the cool one that I did, and it's almost dry, and that had some salt on it. So as it dries, the salt kind of dissipates into your panel, which is cool. And it does create some pretty cool texture, I will say that. It's still wet. So this is her new watercolor ink. I think it's freaking cool. I know I've been at kind of a loss for words and can't complete my sentences. That's because I'm just sitting here kind of in awe of it, learning what I can about it. I've never played with it before, and I thought it would be a more authentic, real experience if I just came on with you and played with it for the first time instead of totally staging it and knowing how it all worked. And so what I learned from this whole thing is that the alcohol ink definitely has more structure to it when you put it down with this, and your watercolor ink is more fluid and blendable. So that is an important thing to keep in mind when you are working with any kind of medium, is you really want to know how they maneuver with water and what they do. And so this was just creating some test panels. The colors are really beautiful and vibrant. You know, this is more of a cool tone. These are more of the warm tones. And you can obviously create watercolor out of water pins out of it, which is awesome. You know, paint with it. And then if you want, you can just take and do a dollop off to the side, pick up your water with your brush, and then paint that way as well. And if it dries, it's okay because you can reactivate it. So you can always reactivate it with some water. That sparkle is definitely as apparent in the watercolor as it is the alcohol ink, so that's super cool too. I can really see it coming through on some areas here with this one. And this one, of course, is still drying. And then the powdered pigment is pretty awesome as well. Powdered pigment, again, you know, you can sprinkle that out, add some water, and make some paint, or you can use it almost like, you know, color burst and just sprinkle it out and add water and just see what you get. So it's not predictable. I love non-predictable art, don't you? Isn't that fun? All right, so let me know in the comments below, which one do you guys think is, which one do you think you would use more, the alcohol ink or the watercolor ink? I can see using both. Like I can't pick a favorite. I think I like them both. So there's 12 new in the line, a total of 24 because you have it in the sparkle and then the spirit. And the sparkle has sparkle and shimmer, and the spirit a beautiful vibrant color. And so that's the difference. And then price point on them I think are $2.99, and they are up on her website, which I do have listed in my description box down below. And again, I am going to show you how you can use alcohol ink with resin to create this kind of piece. This is all red and Kristie Taylor alcohol ink. That's how I created that piece. And I have that later on this week on my channel. All right, you guys, I hope you learned something. Thank you so much for joining me and watching me play. Until next time, I'm Betsy Golden. Happy crafting.